Hey guys, welcome in tonight. This is going to be a fun night. I've got a friend of mine on here. A lot of times we don't get to talk to people that are friends of mine. We just get to talk to people who hang out with us or we see out in the atmosphere. But I've known this guest for several years and have really enjoyed getting to know her. And so we're going to be talking with her tonight, getting to know her, but here's some things I need y'all to do. If you don't know about this show, we like to interview the makers and creators that we enjoy watching. And so it's important for us to expose them to a new audience. So I need y'all to get this out there. I need you to share it. I need you to let everybody know what's going on so they can come learn more about our really good friend, Pretzel Prints. Oh, and by the way, we're going to introduce her this way.
I don't think I'm the authority on that one, but I believe it's, someone that's like, a little crazy, maybe? Little, I actually don't
We'll
really
go with
know.
that. We'll go with that. I know Ratchet, but
Oh,
we'll go with that.
I don't think I do, but
it's all good. It's all good.
I
I
just
thought that was
pretend
pretty funny.
online.
I know. I ran
I'm
across
not a
that video
doctor, but I
yesterday.
feel
There you go. I ran across that
talking?
yesterday. I thought it would be pretty funny. It sounds like a really good theme song for you.
Why? Because I'm Ratchet?
Could
Or
be.
because I deal with the crazy.
There you
Am
go.
I allowed to swear on here?
I don't know. The peanut
don't
gallery
either.
will have to tell
It's
me
your
about
show.
that. I don't. Well, I just started. This is like my second week on here, so there's a lot
Okay,
of things I don't know,
I'll
and I don't swear, so I don't get it.
I have been better about it because all of my friends have kids, So
That will do it. That will do it. It's just not something I ever did. And if you hear me, the words mean so much more when I say them because I don't say them, right?
yeah,
And so it's more of an English like words are words and they're important to me. And that's kind of why. So it's not
that's
like,
understandable.
yeah. So it's not like I think they're horrible or nobody should ever say them. It just, that's just my philosophy. But so that was a Spanish song actually. And I know
Yes,
we have talked a little bit. You're learning Spanish right
I
now?
am learning Spanish, yeah, a little bit. I mean, I say a little bit. I'm learning it for real, but I can only speak a little bit,
Well, yeah.
not very much. Don't put me on the spot.
Un poquito.
Yes,
Yes,
poquito,
yes,
poquito.
yes.
But I'm trying, I love learning languages, but I've never actually been fluent in a language.
Okay.
So I know a little bit of a ton of different languages. And I want to actually finally be fluent in one, and especially one that will be useful.
Okay.
And I personally want to leave the United States. I've wanted to go overseas for a long time, and some of the ins are Spanish speaking countries. So
Yes. Yes.
that's one
No.
thing that will also be useful. You know, the other languages that I know will not be useful. Like I
I
can
was going
speak a
to
little bit
ask.
of Macedonian and
Yeah.
Greek and
Nobody.
Albanian
Hey,
and
Greek could be
things
fun.
like that. Yeah, but it's not very versatile. Whereas in
Yeah.
America, Spanish is useful,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the other places that where I hopefully will maybe end up
Yeah.
also useful. So
Yeah. Well, I think everybody should go be abroad at least for a little while. I've been very fortunate, like in my college days and everything. Like I spent a month in Europe, like Germany, Poland, Czech Republic. I didn't learn any Czech. I learned a good bit of German. I have so tried to learn Spanish. It does not stick. I just,
it didn't stick with me the first time I tried to learn it, but it was also the first language I tried to learn.
right.
So I think my brain has kind of opened up more, and I have spent a lot of time out of the country. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. I have a lot of Spanish speaking friends too that will help me along the
Okay.
way.
That's really
Yeah.
nice. That's really nice. I've actually, one of the latest languages I've learned more of is Tagalog from the Philippines because I've developed a lot more friends from the Philippines. Uh,
That's cool.
it's really interesting how it's happened. So see, we got people starting to put Spanish words down in here. At least
Oh,
you're not
really?
Mexican and it doesn't stick. Which that's true. Oh, are we in the same court, Binsky? Does it not stick for you too?
I've actually this time it is sticking more, but I am doing a lot more immersive approach to learning as opposed to like trying to force myself to do it in a way that works for everybody else because my brain
Yeah,
just doesn't like book learning.
right.
It just doesn't.
I think
So,
immersive is
um
just better. It's getting in there and
yeah,
actually
even while
being
I was in
required.
China, I picked up a lot of Chinese while I was there, and I like that's been interesting as well.
Okay,
I will never be fluent in Chinese. I don't think that that's possible for me, but I did learn a lot,
that's
and
cool.
whenever I would speak, everybody there was so kind to me.
Those are the best countries. Those are when you go and you try to speak and they're encouraging or they correct you. And I,
Yeah, well, even just a little bit of Chinese, other people outside of China speaking that, I think that they really appreciate it and they
uh-huh,
look at it like, oh, like this is because they don't see many American, like especially where I was in that like factory town, they don't see many American
right.
people, and so I stand out like a sore thumb everywhere. Um, so when I would speak and I could say anything in Chinese, they would get excited, but then they would speak to me like a ton, and I'd be like,
Like,
I don't know,
no.
I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I
Like
get
I'm
it.
trying, but I don't know.
No, that's cool. I was when I was in Germany, I'd go to and I'd try to order food, I'd go to the market and everything to pick up groceries and everything as you do over there. And I would say something, and the lady go, "That was so good. Are you asking for it?" And she'd say it in the best English I've ever heard. I'm like, oh, I feel so stupid.
Yeah, that's. I'm jealous that you went to the Czech Republic because Czech is in my blood,
Right.
and that's where I want to go very badly back to the Czech Republic. I grew up in Italy. I don't know if you know this. I
Okay.
grew up in Italy when I was really small, for the first 4 years, 5 years of my life because my
Okay.
father was military. So
Oh, okay.
I've been like working my way back. I've spent more time in Europe as an adult, but I haven't gotten to live there again. So
It's a very unique place. I really enjoyed my. It was in college, and so I'm pretty removed from it now. But um, I loved. I probably sat in that town square and watched that clock for hours, just
yeah.
taking in and watching all the people and everything. I'm a quarter Prusa MK3. Yep, me too. Me too. Yep, I think we all are. Just a little. We're all a little Prusa. Uh, but no, that's cool. That is really neat. Is so the Spanish is because you're trying to move abroad a little bit more,
It's
or is there something
partly
spurring that more?
there's more spurring it, but
Okay.
I'll keep
Yep.
that.
Done.
I'll keep that to myself.
Done. Okay, that's say no more, say no more. So what did you do? Let's get to just kind of the basic questions we always like to ask everybody. Our first question, and our friend Nate's not here tonight, but our first question is, what is your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Everything chocolate.
Everything
Yeah.
chocolate. All right.
Just like if I can have chocolate with chocolate fudge and chocolate chips, maybe not chocolate sprinkles because I think that they're kind of just a joke, but chocolate everything, yes.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
Yes.
chocolate and chocolate sprinkles.
No, they're
Yeah.
just kind of like brown coloring. I don't
So
know.
what is your favorite? Let's go to chocolate then. What's your favorite? Because you got to start getting away from the Hershey's Kisses. I guess they're starting to
Oh, I
remove the
don't like
real
Hershey's.
chocolate.
I hate
Okay.
Hershey's.
Okay. There we go. All
I
right.
absolutely despise Hershey's.
So where do you sit on the chocolate spectrum then?
Honestly, I got so spoiled while I was in China because they would bring me chocolate from France. I was pretty spoiled.
Okay.
I like European chocolate a lot,
Yeah.
but I don't actually get to. I can't have also Dubai chocolate. That's pretty.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
I
that's
tried that for
amazing
the first
chocolate right there.
time,
Yeah,
and it's too expensive.
it
It's
is.
so expensive. I'll never eat
It
it
is.
again in my
Well,
entire life unless
I
it's
have a
gifted to
I
me.
have a dealer. I have a
A
friend who
Dubai
works.
chocolate dealer,
I have a friend
imagine.
who works for Qatari Air. So
Speak no more. I'm on my way.
I know, right? Anyway,
I Everything's too expensive here, so like the good chocolate that I want, I don't ever
right.
have.
What is
And
your
I won't eat Hershey's.
what is your level of cacao? Where do you land?
Oh, I honestly I have a real big spectrum there.
Okay.
Because I love milk chocolate, but I also love like a good 90%.
Okay.
You can't
Oof.
really find 100%.
No, no, you
You
can't.
like it's almost impossible, and that's what my dad always wants. So if I see it, I try to get it for him,
Nah, I gotcha.
but it's hard to find.
Dubai chocolate and wine, and I see I'm on Team Caramel. Oh, we're forming teams now. I see. Forming
As
teams.
they should.
Well, so okay, so we did the ice cream thing. Favorite TV show? Are you watching anything right now?
Am I watching anything right now? I'm bad with TV because I don't watch that much TV.
Okay.
Um, I am one of those people that a lot of the time I will rewatch old shows that I've already watched like many, many times.
Okay.
So I do that.
Like what? Give us an example. Are we talking like back in the day, black and whites, the
One
Brady
of my
Bunch, Andy
guilty
Griffith?
pleasures is that 70s show because it makes my heart happy.
Good show. Very good
So
show.
recently I was watching Orange is the New Black again for the just the
Okay.
second time. Um, but I don't know. I watch a lot of different shows. The
Yeah.
Simpsons always has a place in my heart.
Okay.
Grew up on
Okay.
The Simpsons. But yeah, I don't know. TV shows I like. You know what I do what I actually really like? I like a lot of the German TV shows actually, like Dark. I don't know if you've ever watched
Okay.
Dark, but that's a
No,
great
I've watched it.
show.
Not a
I
lot,
watched
but
that
some.
3 times, I think.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. I really like that one, and then
Awesome.
there's a couple others. There's some really good British shows. Anything that's got like a mystery for me to solve,
Okay.
I'll dig into
Okay.
that.
So, a mystery. I'd have to
Yeah.
think because you said British and mystery, so that makes me feel like detective stuff from Europe, that kind of stuff, or
There is one show that I wish I could remember
Beavis
the
and
name
Butthead.
of because it's a great example of this. But yeah, there's some British shows that do a really good job with the like detective kind of theme,
Yeah. Well, and
but
even
I
the
don't remember
Sherlock
the name.
Holmes series was really it's just the speed and the way they do things. They just kind of do TV a little different over there. Not better, just
That's right.
different. So favorite movie.
Favorite movie is Mr. Nobody. I decided that recently because I'm bad with favorites, but I have watched that movie like 5 different times, and every time I watch it, I see it from a new perspective. And I think that there's a lot in that movie that has to do with quantum physics, and if you watch it from that perspective, it's so fascinating.
Why have I
I
never watched
love
this
that
movie?
movie because nobody knows of it. Nobody knows it. And I adore it. Mr. Nobody, I think it's on Netflix. It stars Jared Leto.
Yeah, I'm
And
looking at yeah.
yeah, it's so fantastic. And the last time I watched it, I showed Cheesy Chains Joseph. I showed him this movie. And afterwards, he was like trying to look up like an explanation and stuff like that. And I was like, don't, no, no,
Don't.
no, no, no. I was like, you're gonna ruin it because this is my own like theory that has been
That's
blossoming for like 6 years. Don't show me anything from an
that's
outside
cool.
perspective.
That's cool. We got basically Binsky saying he knows it, loves it.
Yeah, I love
That's
that movie so
that's awesome.
much.
Well,
I think it's very thought-provoking.
it's on my list now. I will be watching it very soon.
Good, good,
So,
good.
first 3D printer.
The Prusa MK3.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite printer right now?
A favorite printer.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask me about a favorite print, but
That's
favorite
we're
printer?
gonna do that too.
A favorite
Yeah.
printer.
I'm
I
always
don't think
interested.
I do.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for one of the Yumis to be in my hand so that I can see if that will be a favorite.
No comment.
Right now I still, as much as I shouldn't say that I hate
Yeah,
anybody.
just
No, I can't even
no.
say that.
I understand. And I know that's
I
a hard
can't
thing to
say
talk
anything
about. I know that's a hard yeah.
But I do like I think I would like to get one of the newer Prushas because I really like them as a company and I've always liked Prusa
Yeah.
as a company. Um and I stopped following their stuff quite a while ago. I had the Prusa XL for just a minute and I
Hmm.
was really enjoying it and then I don't have it anymore, but I would like to try some of their newer stuff because my printers are so outdated at this
Okay.
point. Like I had the first generation MMU.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so
It's
sorry.
still in my garage. Oh yeah, yeah. It was rough, but it's
Yeah.
still in my garage. I'm sure I can hook it up and do a whole series
Oh,
on
I'm
how it's
sure.
changed.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, the MMU3 seems to be a lot better. I tell you,
I
so
believe it.
I just got my first core one, so I'm excited about that. I'll be putting it together over the next week. But you know me, I work with them. I work with a lot of different printers and stuff, just hanging out with Courtney and everything. So I know I love the machine. I'm just excited to be able to get in and make it mine, right? And then
Yeah,
I tell you, the one that has really shocked me as of late is the Centauri Carbon 2. I have
I've
been
heard good things.
so the Centauri Carbon one was not bad, and there was the broken promise of the filament changer and everything, which they've now come back and presented that where you can change it over. but the difference in quality is really surprising, and they print ABS beautifully. I've been
All
shocked.
right.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have to keep my eyes out because yeah, I'm in the honestly, I'm always in the market for another printer. Don't
uh,
tell anybody because I should not get another printer.
well,
I'm always in the market. Like
aren't
next
we
week.
all always in the market? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely. Why is the Core One so much more Core L1L more expensive than the? I would assume stability. You're doing longer rods. You're doing longer. You've got to really reinforce things because the problem with larger printers, they start getting off at height. So you probably have to do, and Prusa, they test and their parts are so good on their machines, and so that would be my guess. That would be. I do not have anything directly from Prusa that I could say, but
My
that would.
guess is what's more marketable. That's
Well, yeah,
what there's more demand for and what's more marketable. That's my guess.
yeah, and
Because
that's
who
part of it
knows? But I
probably.
don't know where they manufacture either.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and they're starting to manufacture here. Well, I say that because a lot of the parts come from here. A lot of the parts come from Europe. They've started making their own boards and doing all that. So uh, they are now the ones that are sold in the states are 100% assembled here in the U.S.
okay. I think
And
I did see something about that.
yeah, I was over there been a month now and got to see the assembly rooms and everything, and
Nice.
they are nut and bolt exactly like the ones in Europe and
I would
Czech
love to see
Republic,
that.
Prusa. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. There's a lot of changes happening over there, so it's exciting. All right. What kind of other maker skills? We talk about 3D printing a lot, and Asylum Life is more of just a maker group. We're not just 3D printers. What other type of things do you do, if any?
I will say that Akuna Mods gave me a resin printer.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah, that
when
was at
I saw
Murph.
him,
That was at
yeah,
Murph.
at
Yeah,
Murph,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I have yet to actually set it up, which is why I haven't like made an official video saying like thank you, which I will do eventually. I hope he doesn't like think that I forgot about him. Not that he's expecting that, but like it just seems like something that I would want to do.
Yeah.
So once I have that set up, I'll be doing more with resin. I also started playing around with wood burning by hand.
Okay.
So that's been fun. Resin in general, I've been playing with like resin pours and things like that. Working on wood. I don't know. I make everything. I work with clay sometimes. I paint. I draw. I don't know if any of those are even maker skills, but we'll
Oh
call
yeah.
them.
I keep it at broad brush, right? I'm knitting,
Yeah.
sewing, anything like that. And I think that kind of like lends to some of the photos you sent me. And I thought, like, there's a lathe in your hand.
Yeah, okay. So if round pole framing and house building counts, then yes.
Yeah.
Um, I could build you a house, a basic structure out of trees that I find in the woods.
Okay.
So
That you find in the woods, not chopped down. You
yeah,
find
no,
them
no,
and
I would have to fell the tree, and
oh,
then what you
okay.
see me doing
She
here
said
is
fell.
removing the
Okay.
bark.
Yeah.
Yeah, fell the tree, remove the bark, and then there's like a whole process for cutting joints together. And you can use pegs or you can actually use screws if you want to make a structure and a house. Like earth building, I think is a really fun thing to learn. So
Yeah.
I did.
That's
This was very cold, by the way. This was excruciatingly cold. I had to go inside like and warm up my boots that you see there. I didn't know at the time, but they had holes in them.
right.
So I was getting like ice and snow inside of my feet, which is
Oh,
great.
that's no fun. That's definitely no fun.
Yeah.
Now, was this a place you went to learn this, or you just happened to be helping some
It,
friends, or what?
it was. It was a place, it was an earth building workshop with the most wonderful woman who is like almost 80, but like awesome. She was the cutest, most adorable person, and she does an internship for some people, like a group of maybe six
Okay.
people through the winter who can stay there and they all work together and cook together and learn about earth building and earth plaster and round pole framing and all kinds of stuff that I don't want to learn, like hunting deer and stuff like that. But um, it's a really cool little place, and she is just keeping something alive was that she was a part of before she moved
Right.
there. So it was
Okay.
just a group of people. They built the structures that are there. I opted while I was there, actually, with a friend of mine, to sleep in the house that was built outside, and there's no heat, there's no nothing. So it was 20 degrees that night, I think, or a little less, and we ended up okay. I was very cold, but like once I got myself all tucked under my blankets, I woke up with ice on my face, but I was okay.
Okay. Okay. No, that's cool. I thought you were like you knew the Permies people. I follow these permaculture guys, and
Oh yeah?
they have a very similar thing to that where people even go, they'll live there for a year and
Yeah,
learn all
wow.
the skills and everything. It's pretty interesting. That is cool.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I really respected this woman. She was like the most lively and just compassionate older person that I've ever spent time with. I really enjoyed her.
so is it more about her or the skills you were learning?
It
What?
was about the skills. So she has a bunch of different workshops that she does, and a friend of mine invited me. So I was like, absolutely, I
Okay.
want to, yes. So she teaches thatching because that was thatching, round pole framing, making a rocket stove, earth plaster, all kinds of things.
You know how to
I
make
was
a
there
rocket
for,
stove. I'm so proud of you for knowing how to make a rocket stove. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. I don't know
it's
anybody else
all
that knows how to do it.
really.
Yeah.
My brother does too. If
Okay.
you know,
Awesome. That's
we're a bunch
great.
of nerdy outdoorsy weirdos. So
Yeah, no, that's really awesome. Well, and you said thatching. I think that was another picture right here.
yes, that is me at the thatching workshop, kicking ass because I did a great job. I'm just saying. So we went out and we harvested the reed. One of the days, I don't know, which was very cold, but really cool. And we learned a lot about the process and the different styles. There's European thatching and there's, a broad range.
Right.
And then we got some firsthand experience, like thatching part of a roof that was like on the ground. And some of the people that I was there with are building structures like on land that they have, and they're going to use these techniques, which I totally
Yeah.
respect. I mean, to each their own. Um, so they were learning for that purpose, and they kind of gathered some of the people that were there to help them build,
Okay.
which I'm too far away, so I couldn't, but
Right.
I would go in a heartbeat to help someone build a house. Like how cool. I don't know.
That is cool. That is pretty cool. And then the other one I saw, and this one was interesting, and I feel like this gets really hot, is the glass blowing.
Yes.
Now I watched that. I
I
watched that Netflix series where they have the people in the contest to do the glass blowing. I did not think of you doing glass blowing.
It's really hard. The rod is so heavy by the time you have like a lot of molten glass on the end. I have dropped glass on the floor.
Oh,
That's not my proudest moment, but it's really, really heavy because you're holding the end of this metal rod that already is heavy for me, and all of that weight is on the other end. So,
right.
it's just you don't have very good leverage with it. And I didn't have gloves or anything, so I'm like scared
Oh
of the
no.
heat.
Wow.
Yeah, but it is incredibly hot. When you open that like oven of molten glass, first of all, awesome. Second of all, so hot.
Yeah.
I think my eyelashes will get singed off, you know. But I want to do more glass blowing. I have always been fascinated with it, and getting my hands on some glass blowing, I'm already hooked. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
I want to go again. My
Yeah.
my jellyfish that I made didn't turn out quite as like adorable as I would have liked, but I got to do like some pretty cool stuff. So
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
That's cool. That is really,
I
really
want to
cool.
make cups for my house. That's what I want to do. I want to make like a series of cups.
That would be
Something
fun.
usable.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a friend who goes every year for Christmas and makes paperweights to give out for Christmas. He makes just little
Yeah, see, I want
blobs of glass and stuff.
cup.
Yeah.
Imagine someone gives, no offense to your friend, but
Nope.
someone gives you a paperweight, someone gives you a cup.
Yeah. Uh
I'm
oh.
going cup.
Yeah.
Did I freeze?
No,
Let
you're
me do that
back.
again.
You did freeze.
I'm going cup.
I get it. I get it. But I don't need 6
It's
paperweights. I
probably
need
better.
6 cups. No, I'm picking.
That's true. No, but after 6 Christmases, you'll have
There you
6
go. So
cups.
you have to be a
So you just have to
really
like,
good
it's
friend.
incentive to remain friends.
Very much so. Very much so. Well, so in all your endeavors and everything, is there like a favorite tool or something? I mean, this can be software, this could be hardware, this could be equipment. Is there something you just enjoy, like it kind of fills your soul using?
Fills my soul
Sure.
using.
Like that's where your creative comes from or outlet
I
or
mean, I have to say Blender, but Blender kills my soul at the same time,
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I something clicked recently with me and Blender. It's been like 6 years now, something that I've been teaching myself. And I don't know when it was, maybe sometime that I was in China, something just clicked and I was like, oh, like this finally makes sense to me in like the way that I'm modeling and sculpting together, as opposed to whatever I was doing before, which was like more complicated.
Right.
I found ways now that, I've always said I use the Shanna method.
Yeah.
Well, the Shanna method has evolved, and I think it's even easier now to kind of get from point A to point, 106
Okay.
B.
That's awesome. That is great. That's exciting. And so it's been 6 years since you started designing. Wow.
I
I
think
didn't
something like
realize
that.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is crazy. And do you have an idea of how many models you've designed so far?
I don't know. Not as many as I would like, actually, but um, I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's
I couldn't even tell
interesting.
you because there's so many things that I have designed that just I don't know. I'm very hard on myself and I'm a perfectionist. So a lot of the time I'll design something and it's just not quite enough for what I want it to be and it won't
Right.
ever go anywhere.
Right. No, I totally get that. I totally get that. Well, guys, hey, we are talking to our good friend Pretzel Prints of Pretzel Prints.
Oh,
You can find her everywhere under Pretzel Prints. You can even find her at Pretzel Prints our pretzelprints.com, but go to the link tree. You'll find everything else. She doesn't put all her socials on her website, so you need to go to the link tree to find everything. We're going to
listen,
talk
blame
about
my
that.
brother. Can we please? Let's call my brother, get him in here. I need to I don't want to switch websites though. My brother was supposed to finish this website like 5 years ago. So
Gotcha.
call
Gotcha.
Ben.
Yep. Yep. Well, and I'd show your website, but I'm scared to show your website because of the first model that's on there.
I know, and I can't like filter things. Like, again, call my brother. I might just take that stuff off and rebrand it for a different, because the same thing with like things 3D. I know somebody I guess was streaming a couple months ago and went to my things because they were like, oh, she's got such cute stuff, and then clicked off it
Yeah.
pretty quick because
Yeah.
of that like adult themed
Clickers.
stuff.
Yeah, the clickers.
Yes, the
Yes.
clickers and the wiggly guys. So I might make a separate, pretzel after dark or something.
Yeah. That would work. That would work really well. Um, so you do so much, and we talk a lot about the different things that you do. How do you? One of the things I've been talking to content creators that I work with about is what's the pitch? Like we always talk about, or at least back in my generation, we talked about the elevator pitch. If you walk into an elevator, by the time you get from the first floor to whatever floor you're going, what are you going to say to somebody to tell them what you do and convince them to be a part of what you're doing? Do you have a pitch like that, or how do you kind of explain to people what you do?
Um, it depends who I'm talking to, but I would describe it in a lot of different ways, I guess. Typically, I just tell people, I mean, okay, so you said if I'm trying to get somebody on board,
It could
I
be.
want them to
It
work
could be
with
just
me.
or interested
I
on
feel like that
board, be a
pushes it
part of your
different.
community, join your Patreon. You see somebody who's
I'm a
designing
bad
something.
salesman, you know that,
Okay,
because I
fair
I
enough.
never want to push anyone. I'm like, join my Patreon if you want. I mean, if you don't have money, if money's tight, don't worry about it. It's fine. But like, so okay, if I was going to though, if I was going to be so super professional
Oh,
and
here we
only
go.
think about myself and my money,
Uh-huh. She's doing it off
it
the
would be
cuff,
so
ladies and
different.
gentlemen.
It would be so yeah, I don't want to. No, I would tell them something about, I don't know. Okay, let's say like, I am a 3D model designer. I design 3D models for 3D printing, and I make a wide range of things. My specialty is dark, creepy skulls and things like that, but I have branched off a little bit into play sets for kids and some more functional items. I'm doing that more and more every day. And I try really hard to continue to push and to change the things that I'm designing to keep up with the evolving market and the kind of perception that 3D printing gets from the public. So keeping the people that are on my Patreon with that edge so that they have something that is completely different from everybody else that is with a 3D printing booth. So I would say that's kind of the gist.
Okay. Okay, I gotcha. And I think, you've really stuck with that idea since the beginning of I want to design things that are unique. They don't sit out in the world. I'm not looking for so many people to sell my prints. I have my designs I'm going to make and I'm going to sell, but then I have some that I'm going to give to a few people and let them sell. And I think that's
Yeah.
an interesting concept. You don't see a lot of people doing that. What was the why? Why did you make that decision? What was really the thought behind it?
The decision to not have like a million people printing the same thing, is that I think
Yeah.
just because honestly part of it is watching Cinderwing and everything that happened there. When first started designing, I looked at Matt Meyer Makes, I looked at Cinderwing, and I looked at Flexi Factory, and I was like, I want to be where they are. And as that evolved more, and I watched these files, these models ending up being stolen, being remixed illegally, being put into stores illegally,
Yeah.
getting completely out of the hands of the original designer, something kind of changed in what I wanted. So I took some of my most popular, most sought after designs off of the public platforms because I didn't want to have that same thing happen to where I have a design out there that's so oversaturated that it's almost a problem.
Right.
Um, I want the people that are selling my files to have an edge. I want them to have something that is unique that they can show at a market that people are like, oh, wow, I've never seen that before. That's not to say that I haven't designed a dragon. I did, but it was
Yeah.
my own take on that, and still something that stands out among most of the other designs that are out there for dragons. But I think it's mostly that. Like I think if I had millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people printing my models, they would just become one of the like grains of sand on the beach. You don't
Right.
that or I'm thinking of it completely wrong, and it would be the exact opposite, and I would be super popular and rich, and I'm doing everything wrong.
Super popular and rich and people stealing your stuff kind of,
I know.
kind
Well, the problem is that in my heart, I'm an artist, and I have been an artist from the time I was a little kid, and I always wanted that to be my reality. And I was kind of told a lot that that's not a real job and you can't really do that. And now here I am as an artist, and nobody actually even takes me seriously as an artist because I design 3D models. They see me at markets or at shows, and they just think, oh, you can just download that online for free, press a button, this girl is. So they don't even give me the time of day to actually even explain like that I am the designer of everything. So I think if I was, and I'm sure that Cinderwing probably feels completely like has her own opinion on all of like that stuff. I don't know if it is frustrating for her to not have people really like even know where that work came from. But for
right.
me, it would really suck if I saw like my dice tower snake, let's say, in Spencer's, and it was being sold for profit to some company that
Right.
is completely far removed from me. No credit to any designer. Like it would just be a really disheartening
Yeah.
experience, I think.
You could be MacGyver and have your dragon sold on Timu. It's
Yes, yes, that's one that I have seen as well. That's another
yeah.
great example.
Yeah. No, and I get it. I get it. Well, and I like the way you approach it as far as saying I'm an artist. And I think, well, first off, let me back up. I get what you were saying as far as how you promote yourself. there's a book you need to read called Start With Why, and it will help you a lot. It's a really
Yeah.
good one because it
I'm great
makes
at selling other people's things,
and
okay?
and that's what I was gonna
Selling
say.
myself.
Binsky, she's underselling herself. She's amazing, best, join, right? So other people definitely sell, other people better than they do themselves. But there's some great ways. Start With Why changed kind of the way I promote myself because it was really more about the why I do what I do. And that helps lead into the community aspect and to the things I'm trying to achieve, right? Well, Binsky, I don't talk like that most times. So you can have that word for now. I'll use it in important times. I'm picking. Anyway, it just helped me find kind of that inspiration of how to talk about it and inspire people to be a part or at least understand what's happening. It's a really, really good book. And then
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
talking as an artist, all the artists I know are always trying to achieve, they're trying to go to this ultimate idea of what they can create. There's this thing in their head of one day I'm going to make this thing that allows me to live on, right?
That would be nice.
You see, and that's what I'm saying. Most artists I know have that. While they don't talk about it a lot, they have that in the back of the head of. So, have you gotten close? Like, is there anything that you've designed that you have? And I know we're in the 3D printing space, so sometimes it doesn't feel like it's going to live on, right? Have you designed anything that you feel could, and I hate saying it this way, but live on after you, but continue after you stop doing what
Um,
you're doing?
I think potentially yes. I also, some of the things in my brain, like I don't know if it will ever be a thing. We'll see. But I have kind of developed an entire board game that I guess it's a hybrid. It's very interesting. I think it's a new kind of concept, but that if I did it right and really went after it, I think that could definitely live on after me. And then some of the things, I don't know, it's hard to say because a
Yeah.
lot of the things that really speak to me are so niche, and
Hmm.
I realize that, so I've branched off in other directions a little bit because I know that a lot of the very dark stuff is pretty niche, and there's only so many people that want that super creepy, super like dark stuff.
Right.
But the things that I like the most that I've designed are the ones that have that bit of me in them, that are darker, that are have, I don't know, parts of that. Um, so I don't know.
Okay. No, and that's fair, and that's kind of why I asked the question, is just to kind of see where you are in that journey, because I think in a lot of artists, whether they want to earn money, whether they want to be popular, whether they want something that represents them that can live on. At least that's what I seem to
Well,
see.
and I'm getting back to the artist side of it for a while. For a while I kind of, you take the thing that you love and you see it as art and then you make it into a job and then I was catching up to myself for so long. I didn't even have time to like really think like an artist and do the things that I want to do. So I started stepping back and looking at what I'm doing again from the point of view of just playing and figuring out what I really like and the things that really speak to me. So I am doing more of that, and it's like I forgot that I can use things that aren't 3D printed. Like
Hmm.
I have been an artist in all of these different ways my whole life, but I'm creating so much now for people with 3D printers that I forget I have the ability to make things that don't necessarily just have 3D printed parts.
Right, right.
So
Well, and
that's maybe where my art will live on.
you have there's a wall behind you. And you did a
Oh yeah, my
video
little
This is
with
the
this,
mini
start to
brands wall.
my mini brands
and
wall of mini portraits. This is what I've chosen to do with it.
let's
These
show
are all the
this,
ones
and
that
then
I've
we'll get.
collected so far, and my one statue. And I'm pretty thrilled about it. I think my next plan is to make some 3D printed shelves to
So,
hold like maybe
what
some of the
inspired
stuff I'm
this? What
thinking of
started you
creating.
kind of moving into this tiny painting
Well,
space.
this was so Mini Brands has I never thought that I would be a person that gets Mini Brands, but somebody got me a Mini Brands and I opened it and there were these little mini paintings and I was obsessed with them immediately because they're so cute and because I started as a painter well before I was a 3D modeling artist. And so now I have a whole wall of them, and when I get a double, I'll paint something to add to it or to change it. Like in that video, you couldn't see the Mona Lisa, but I took they have one with a Mona Lisa with a baseball bat. And I just like painted blood all over her so she looks like she just beat somebody to death with it.
That's funny.
Which is very me, I guess. But yeah, so I'm editing them and painting additions and painting over them. I think I'm gonna do a little Mecha Chameleon, like mini 3D printed guy and
Okay.
paint him into one. But it's really just comes from I wanted to have them and I wanted to put them somewhere in my house because they're so cute. And because I just moved into this place, I have been decorating it and I didn't know what to do with this pillar actually. Although there's only 3 on this side. I promise there's a lot more. But I didn't know what to do with the pillar and I was like, I could just make this an entire little mini museum. So I'm gonna have little people standing, looking. I'm
Right.
gonna 3D print shelves, little staircases. I'm gonna add on to it.
That's cool. That's all. That sounds like just a fun little project. Fun little
Yeah, yeah,
project.
it's fun. It's good to like, I don't know, get back to like doing some like just fun. Yeah, maybe it's not everybody's house
Well,
decor, but I got to use my little twisty stick that I found in the woods
right.
as a shelf, and
Yeah.
eventually I'm gonna turn it into a real shelf and do some woodworking, but I gotta get my garage set up still.
Yeah. Well, and you're doing something for you. You're not, this is not something you're doing for social media. You're going to show it, of course, but it's not something you're relying on Patreon people for or anything. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
you, it's raw you on a stick, right? And so that's
on a
cool.
stick.
That is cool on a stick. And then, ever since I've known you and you talk about the dark side and everything, um, between you and one other person, Skullman, I think y'all are the people who love Halloween more than anybody I know. And you have actually already
Earlier this
started
year, we started
designing
making
Halloween stuff.
Yes.
What inspired
this
this?
is my first one, and I
I have no idea. What did inspire
made
this?
a
That's a
pumpkin.
great question.
I love this though. The sand and being that's brilliant. That was a
I
brilliant
love it.
idea.
So
I love
you
that.
can't actually see there. I have it over here, but there's 3 graves. So it goes deeper in 3 spots, so you can bury your skeletons. I'm gonna make, I think, some character expansion packs. So like a pirate with an eye patch and a sword, some buried treasure,
Okay.
stuff like that. Um, I honestly have no idea what inspired my Halloween design. What because I'm working on a concept right now that I don't even know how much I should say about because I don't know who's in this. I don't know who's watching. Um, but basically I have like a fairy kind of treehouse thing that I'm designing, like a playset or garden decoration. And there's another element to it that I guess is what I won't speak on. Same like this one has sand, this other one is going to have something else. And
Okay.
as I was working on it, I got myself overwhelmed because it's going to be a monster of a print. It's going to be a lot. And I got a little overwhelmed with it and discouraged myself. And so I just stopped completely and I was like, I got to make something that's like, that's me, that's in my comfort zone.
Right.
And I honestly cannot tell you why or what started it. I think I just like on a whim, I was like, I think I could make a little skeleton in a grave and started designing a skeleton, started design and then it just kind of evolved. It was originally just like the graves and the bones
Right.
and the shovel. And then I was like, but I could add like, because I always intended to add sand, but I was like, well, I could add some pumpkins. That'd be nice, a little jack-o'-lantern, and plus I can like scale those up and make them additional Halloween prints for people when I do some tweaks. And then I was like, okay, well, what else would be fun? Like, oh, flowers would be good. Like every grave needs
Yeah.
flowers. And then it just kind of like kept going. And it's honestly so much fun. Once the sand came in, I'm so sold. I have mine
That's awesome.
over here. and I constantly rearrange my bones. Like,
Well, I was like, oh, she could do like a hand rake because it reminds me of the Japanese sand gardens, and
yes,
you could
that's
do
what it's
like
supposed to be as a
right,
Zen garden, but I
and
didn't even think of a skeleton
yeah, a
hand
little
rake.
skeleton hand rake, or get one of those little evaporator coils that
You're
smoke.
changing my life right now. You're changing the life of people on my Patreon.
I think that would be amazing. I would love that.
Yes. And I can make the like a spine handle maybe.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yes,
there's
yes,
so
yes,
many
yes.
things you could
Yeah,
take
and
from
then
that.
from there I took all of the bones that I designed separately and I made it into a flexi skeleton, which I should have had so long ago. And I know people might yell at me, but I don't care, okay? You need a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of support on his ribs because they look more realistic. So you know what?
Yeah.
It's the tiniest little. I actually updated it. It just got done printing. It's out in the garage, but it should only need to be supported a tiny bit on this side now, and that's just so that you can have these very nice, very cool, hyper realistic, not really realistic ribs.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool though.
But
That
I'm
is
obsessed with this.
what brings the obsession with Halloween. Is that just something you've always had?
You know, I don't really know. I think that it's in my blood somewhere because my mom, when she was a kid, she bonded with her dad over horror movies and things like that. And so then when I was a kid, naturally, my mom bonded with us over horror movies and dark, creepy things that I was a very dark kid anyway. I always had like this, I don't know, like draw towards the creepy stuff. When I for Halloween when I was 4 years old, and I should have found a picture for you. There is a picture of this, but all of my friends were cute princesses. They all wanted to be princesses, and they were all in their little like princess gowns and tiaras. And I wanted to be a scary witch with blood all over me. And so we all went trick or treating together, and there's all these little girls as princesses, and then me with this big black wig and a white face with blood. And it's just like very nothing changed,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
stayed the
Well,
same.
I've always felt like you were probably the quirky kid, not the awkward kid, but the quirky kid.
What's
And
funny is I never knew that I was. I never
yeah,
knew that I was.
well, and
But yes,
you sent me this photo.
I did.
Hey,
I
guess
did.
everybody, guess who she is. Which one is she? It should be
Yeah, it's
so
hard,
obvious.
right?
It's so
It
hard to
is.
tell. Come on, come on. I need some guesses here. Um, what grade was this?
I think I was like 10, 9 or
Okay,
10.
okay. And
Yeah,
so,
so maybe fifth.
yeah, I never thought of you as a cheerleader either. Not bad
Yes,
or
I
good,
was.
just never put that
Well,
there.
I was a competitive cheerleader, so I would
Okay, a
go,
little
yeah,
different. Yeah,
competitive cheerleader, no pom-poms for me, but
yeah.
I would do a lot of, I was the flyer, so I would be the person up in the air that's doing all the stuff, and then I would do backflips and stuff.
Okay, okay. And then there was this one, and when you told me how old you were on this, I was kind of surprised.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I'm 16, 16-year-old going on a date. Uh, Somebody needs to probably send me home and put a coat on me. If I had a 16-year-old going out, I would probably take those shoes off. I'd put a coat on her. But I didn't know any better.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I think I've seen you wear that dress.
Have you? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
You like remurf sometime or something. I don't know why it
It's
just
possible.
yeah.
It's
Anyway,
possible.
I was like,
But yeah, I was 16 and going on a date and naturally wearing an Iron Man helmet. I really didn't know. I didn't know that I was quirky. I didn't know that I was a nerd. I was very, very not self-aware.
right.
I thought that people would call me a nerd as like, just like teasing me, but not really. Like it wasn't true. No, they absolutely meant it every single time.
Every minute, every word, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was just not aware. I'm aware now, but I think that comes out more with people that I'm comfortable with and on TikTok and in this community, like I'm comfortable at this point just being myself and you get all the chaos, you get all the quirkiness. I'm not going to hide who
Yeah.
I am. I think at one point I really decided that I don't believe in pretending to be somebody else online because there's just too much of it. There's too much of it. You're going to see me with no makeup on. You're going to see me rolling out of bed as I am right in that moment. I'm not going to try to impress people online. Um, So the people that I'm comfortable with especially get to see the real me. And outside of that, when I was younger, I think you would probably not know as much that I was as quirky as I was until you got to know me. And then you'd
Okay.
be like, oh, she's
Yeah.
insane.
And say that. That's I wasn't going that far, but yes, yes, yes.
I know
Um,
myself now, okay?
that's good, and as you should as you get older, right? You should
Yes.
understand yourself
But that means I'm allowed
better.
to say I'm insane.
Right. Well, that is true. That is true. But that's also why you end up shooting things like this,
Oh no.
right?
I was in my pajamas too.
I know. I can tell. Anyway,
I
I
don't
just
know.
think I don't know why that one was so funny to me. It just caught me off when I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious. We're putting that on the show." But no, that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, guys in the Peanut Gallery, thank y'all for being here. Put your questions in. If you have some questions that I haven't asked, get those in there. We got a little bit longer, and I want to make sure that you get your questions answered as we've gotten to know Pretzel Prints so much better, so much better. So let's look back at competitive cheerleader. What other kind of stuff did you do in like junior high, high school?
I actually only went to high school for 1 year,
Okay.
so I did not do much. Most of my activities were outside of school. But I've done like every sport that there is. I've done like track and cross country and volleyball and competitive cheerleading. I played t-ball for a while. I did soccer when I was little. Um, God, I don't even know if that's everything. I've done a lot of sports.
Okay.
And then most of my youth I spent in the theater. So I was a theater kid.
Okay.
I grew up in Pensacola, so I did Pensacola Little Theater. They have a fantastic theater and fantastic program there. Different classes for kids and stuff. And I did a lot of plays, and I was in a Shakespeare group, and I was in an improv group. So most of my time after school was spent either doing competitive cheerleading until I gave that up for acting or doing acting.
So okay, what were some roles you played?
Oh gosh.
You knew I was going to ask that. What
I did not expect you to ask that actually. I mean, I I played Ophelia once in a Shakespeare
Okay.
play. I was, God, I played a little boy
That's
in one of
okay.
my first biggest roles. God, what was his
She's going to say
name?
Peter Pan, y'all. She's going to say Peter
No,
Pan.
no, no. I remember Mama. I think was the play that I was a little boy in, and I was so nervous because I had to swear on stage. I had to say, damn it all to hell. And my parents were in the audience, and I was like, but when they cast me, I actually cried because the director came up to me and I wanted the role of the little girl so badly.
Right.
But he came up to me and he's like, "Hey, do you think that you could like read this role for the little boy?" And I was like, at the time in person, I was like, "Yeah, absolutely, I got this." And I killed the audition. And then on the way home, I cried and cried. I was like, "They think I look like a boy." And my mom's trying to tell me, like, "No, no, no, they just think that you're like good enough to play the boy." I think it's because I looked like a boy. But I
Good
ended up
good
really
mom.
loving the role, and I tricked all the old ladies that came to see it. A lot of people, when they were shaking my hand after the show, they really thought I was a little boy, which broke my heart even more.
Oh.
But the little girl in the show actually got to hold my cat. My cat was an actor in the show as well. And so that was more of the reason that I was jealous. But yeah, I did a lot of different roles, and I couldn't even tell you right now.
Oh,
They're
that's cool.
obscure things that you would probably not know. Brighton Beach. I was in Brighton Beach as the girl. My
Okay.
brother was in that
All right.
too. I remember my brother's role better than I remember my own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't tell you the names
Yeah.
at the moment.
Community theaters always have to do the obscure stuff so they don't have to pay all the royalties and everything for them. So they always come up with interesting shows. And
And they were
that's
great shows
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Really great shows. I did play, there was, God, see, my memory has issues right now. Okay, it's gonna heal, but right now I have issues. Um, so I was in that play. They did a movie and they ruined it. But it had the guy from Harry Potter, the main guy. What is his name?
Uh,
I should know this.
yeah, I don't know his name, but
The main, like
yeah,
Harry Potter.
I'm
Well,
trying
he
to.
was in it, and
Okay.
they absolutely ruined it. It was like a ghost story type thing, and
Oh,
I played the ghost,
yeah.
the woman in
Okay.
the woman in the lake. Is that the name? We did
I
that
think
play,
so.
and I was the woman in the lake, and it's a great play because the ending is very hard hitting, and they completely took away that hard hitting ending in the movie, and made it like it just fell flat. I was very disappointed,
Yeah.
but anyway,
They'll do that a lot. I think
yes.
when you're presented, because so many theater stuff things we watch become movies, and us who knows them from the stage go, you know,
Hmm.
like so many of my friends loved Rent the movie, but I'm like,
Yeah,
go watch it on
but
stage. It's so
the
much
stage,
better,
yeah, so much
and
better.
it's just different. It's
Books
like
too.
books and books. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Well, that's cool. That is cool. A theater geek. I love.
Yes.
I was
Yes,
for
I
a
love
very
it.
long time. I was choir and theater. That was my go to for all times. And I directed a lot of stuff after I got out of college. I directed a lot of community theater and had a lot of fun. It was always a fun time to get around the community. Well, guys, thank y'all. I think I might have one more question. I'm looking. We may have covered them all.
I don't know. I have notes. Let's see.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything. And so I was trying to think of one more thing. Oh, tell Nate. Nate's here now, so he wants to know ice cream. He's the one who always
Ice
wants to
cream?
know the ice cream
Chocolate?
favorite ice cream. Yeah, he
Chocolate,
wasn't
chocolate,
here.
chocolate,
Yeah, and
chocolate,
so
all chocolate.
there you go, Nate. And then Jeff wants to see the dog.
Oh, Freya, come here. Come here. Oh, baby, you're not in trouble. She was like sleeping. She's like, what'd I do?
What
Come
I do?
here.
Yeah.
Come here.
And then
You gotta
Jeff, your
stand
thing
up.
about the dress was pretty funny. He said, "Is the dress blue, black, or gold?" I,
Oh
I
my
thought that was
gosh. I just watched something about this the other day, and like is this because I reposted it? I might have reposted it. Like
maybe.
about why our brains like how that broke the internet and the study that like
Yeah,
what is the word? I hate that I lose words not to. Here's the dog. She's
facing the wrong way.
staying.
Hey, face this way.
Um Here, Freya, turn around, baby. You want to? Oh, we have matching pretzels, so this is her pretzel toy, and she loves it. You enjoy?
That's funny.
But yeah, so I am one of the people that see it as white and gold, which I was actually so disappointed with, like the reasoning behind, because apparently that means that I spend more time with artificial lighting, so my brain reacts that way.
Yeah,
But I swear I don't. I swear I'm outside all the time. So I'm
yeah.
wondering if I spend more time outside, will I see it as blue and black? Because I tried so hard to see this dress as blue and black, as anything other than white and gold, because I know it is blue and black,
Right.
but I can't do it.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you see? Do you see
So
white and gold?
I say blue. I see blue and black. Yeah.
How? I want
I
so
don't know.
badly to see it,
I don't know.
but I can't.
So I've seen the ones where people shift it to make it look either way, but when I look at the original, I see the blue and
Well, and I
black.
saw
So
a great like in the comments of that video, I think, like picture that kind of pulls the colors across to each other so
hmm
you can cover one side and you
yeah.
can see and you can cover the other. And I can do that, but then I take my hands away,
Yeah.
white and gold. It's white and gold. I I remember that when that was the original question was being presented way, way, way back when I was a little thing. And back then too, I was convinced it was white and gold. Finding out that it was blue and black. But how great that the store sold out of that dress.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Come here, baby. Can you
Great
show
marketing.
everybody your
Great
beautiful
marketing.
picture?
I remembered the one question I never asked you.
Yes.
I remembered it because the very first time I interviewed you, my very first question to you was, how many unfinished projects do you have laying around the house?
Probably just as many as then, if not more. But
Okay.
some of them are the same unfinished projects.
That was going to be the next question.
Yeah, some of them are the same, like that godforsaken gumball machine. I think I'll probably never finish. Um, But yeah, I maybe less now. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'd have to go back and count because some of those maybe don't even exist anymore because I was just like, you're done forever.
Right.
But probably the same or
Yeah. I was
more
wondering because
is my
you've moved
guess.
several times and you're
Since I talked to you last, I think I've moved 6 times.
yeah. And so I think like those projects, you have kept those projects with you in 6 moves. That's very impressive.
I don't know how I don't know how I've done what I've done.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a nap, like a 10-year
Mm.
nap. But
Yep.
I don't really think that's an option unless I go into a coma and
You
then
never know.
it's not like they stop time for me.
Right. Right. So, there was one. Okay, you going to any more events like 3D Printopia? I know you went to Murph last
I
year of
want
Murph.
to be at Lone Star. I am supposed to be at Lone
Lone
Star.
Star has been canceled.
Oh, that's actually, I don't want it to be, and that's terrible news, but that's great news at the same time because I have been like
That was
so
such a good reaction.
overwhelmed with how I
Yeah.
am going to like make
Yeah.
it work right now.
Yeah.
Oh no, do you know
So
why?
it ended up being canceled, and well, there were a lot of extenuating circumstances and stuff. I've talked to Dud a couple of times since then, but there were some just different things that happened in a lot of places. He's just like and so not
Okay.
my story to
Do
tell
you think
though.
it's
Not my
gonna
story to tell.
come back or
I
is
don't.
that done?
I think that depends on the reaction of the people, right? I think that
Okay.
depends on how well it ends, right? And how that lives on from this moment. So we'll see how
Okay.
Dud tells his story and what happens as he works through how he's going to close it down and everything. And we'll know.
Okay.
I think I
That
think
is
there's so much
unfortunate to hear. I
potential.
hope that he's able
Yeah,
to maybe with more support in the right places, he could
yeah. Or
make it a
starting
thing.
smaller. His eyes were pretty big, but
Yeah,
it was a good
that's true.
try.
That's true.
It was a good try. But well, awesome. Well, last thing I want to tell you because I know you sing, or at least you like to jump into a microphone every now and then
Did you
and
say I sing?
play around with singing.
I sing.
Yeah.
I
So
don't.
August 18th, I have karaoke night for our Tuesday night
Virtual
thing. We're
karaoke.
going to do a virtual karaoke night, and I'm looking for people to sign up. Guys, anybody in the peanut gallery that wants to be a part, type in bang or exclamation. I was told to
Bang.
stop saying exclamation point. I have to say exclamation now.
Wait,
Exclamation
why?
karaoke. I don't know. I guess it's the new
Are we
thing.
old?
It's just like I can't do thumbs up in texts anymore. But
Yes, no, that you can't do.
apparently
That
I
I know you
can't.
can't do.
Oh well, tough. But yeah, exclamation point or bang.
Just
I'll just say
exclamation.
bang. Uh, exclamation. I may start saying that. That would be fun. Exclamation.
Exclamation.
Karaoke. And if you can't spell
What?
karaoke, try it. We'll laugh at you and correct you. And you can
So
hit
how will
the
this,
sign up
it's
form.
virtual
Well, so
karaoke.
you'll have a mic in your music and you'll call in very similar to this, or we'll do it on Zoom, or we'll do it. I'm still working on some of the logistics, but you would have your music and your mic that you would play from your home and sing with it. And so everybody's responsible for their own music. Some people are even going to record videos and send them in.
Ah, see, that might be, but I have
So,
more control over that.
yeah, I know, right?
I I know that I can sing.
Uh-huh.
And I've gotten better. I've gotten better. I've gone to karaoke in China many, many times. And I was the life of the party, if I do say so myself. Alex would vouch for me. But everyone in China sings so beautifully.
Yeah.
Everyone sings so beautifully. And I'm honestly so shy to sing. So, I was in West Side Story, actually, speaking of plays that I
Okay.
did. And the audition for that, I'm surprised they cast me at all because I was singing and I was so scared. I was doing it to try to get over my fear of singing. I started crying during the audition and I kept singing and then I ran off the stage crying.
Maybe it fit the part. Who knows?
It
It
didn't.
didn't.
It
No.
didn't at all.
Who'd you play?
I was in the chorus
Oh, okay, the chorus. Okay, there you go.
because they
There
were
you go.
like, this poor girl.
That yeah, exactly. Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. Well,
It
thank
would
you.
not fit anything else. So,
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here tonight, guys.
of course.
This is Pretzel Pretzel Prints of Pretzel Prints everywhere,
Pretzel Prints.
pretzelprints.com, or you can check out her link tree, which will get you to everywhere and all of her social media and the things that are important to her. Go follow her. Go be a part of what's going on there. Let people see what's going on. I will advertise for her. Join her Patreon. She has some great designs. If you look at pretzelprints.com, you'll see a bunch of them, not all of them, but you'll see a bunch
I'm on
of them.
Things now too. I
And
started Things.
Okay,
So
okay.
I have a couple membership options there as well.
okay. Okay, well, cool. So I didn't know that. So on Thanks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it. And I'm
Thank
supposed to
you.
do this thing called a raid now. So they do raids over here where we send everybody watching this channel over to another place. And so I'm going to pull up my web browser, and I believe we're going to be raiding Polymaker this evening. And we'll jump
Cool.
over there, and I'm going to have to find them first. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part. I hope y'all kind of see the interviews, and it's great just to kind of sit down and have these conversations, and then not always have to be technical, and it can be, but just getting to know each other, becoming better friends. And I hope all of us have gotten to know Pretzel a lot better, because that's the point. We want to know why she does what she does, and she shared a lot of that with us tonight. But thank you very much, and you have a good night, guys. Y'all have a great night. I am doing the search for Polymaker right now, and there we
I could never
go.
get my chat to work. I would have said hi to everybody, but I don't. I
Wow,
tried.
that's okay.
So hi everyone.
That is okay. But guys, thank you so much. Remember, like we always say, live life to the fullest, grow in wisdom, and show what you have learned generously.